Good afternoon and welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. We've got a rubber match on tap. It'll be Game 3 of this 3-game set between the Ouachita Tigers and the UAM Boll Weevils. Earlier in the day, Ouachita winning 10-2 to hand the Boll Weevils their first loss in Great American Conference play this year. Some of the stat leaders in that game, of course, Chase Oberle throwing 7 1/3 innings, allowing just 2 runs and striking out 8 for his second victory as a Tiger. Also got to mention Wesley Scott, who drove in 4, hit a career-high 3 hits, and is now on a 7-game hitting streak with the Tigers. He has had multiple hits in 6 of those games. Also driving into and hitting 2 doubles, Dustin Bermudez. G. Allen drove in 2 runs off of a double himself, and Joseph Bolin was an on-base machine. He reached base a total of 4 times and drove in a run. On the flip side of things, Kirk Wolf led the way offensively with 3 hits in his own right. And despite being tacked with the loss, Charles Peacock did manage to record 8 punch-outs on the ball game. He was handed his second losing decision of the year. So Ouachita looking to get back up to 500 overall in the season and looking to go back above 500 in Great American Conference play. It would be the second series victory in 3 tries for Ouachita. UAM looking to avoid its first loss in GAC play this year. Well, we've got some great news coming in from Monticello. UAM faced off against Ouachita in women's basketball earlier this afternoon. A tournament bid on the line for OBU, and the Tigers pull off the victory in overtime on the road against the Blossoms. Your final score there, 84-80. So the Tigers are heading to Fire Lake Arena in Shawnee, Oklahoma, as one of the top 8 teams in the Great American Conference, and with the chance to bring home a GAC title. So congratulations to Ouachita women's basketball, who wraps up their regular season with back-to-back victories, including one earlier this week that we broadcasted right here on OSDN, a part of senior night. The men's basketball team will also be looking to finish off its season on a strong note with a victory. They take on the Boll Weevils here in just a little bit. Some other exciting news from around Monticello. The Tigers softball team picking up its first conference win of the year over UAM. Huge win for the Tigers as they are able to salvage the series. Although the Boll Weevils won 2-1, the Tigers able to leave on a high note with that victory. Your final score was 12-8, an offensive explosion today for Jeff Jackson's Tigers. The good news just keeps on rolling for Ouachita. Earlier today, women's tennis played Lane at Rhodes College in Memphis, Tennessee. Final score in that one, 7-0. Make it back-to-back wins for the Lady Tigers tennis team this week. Also a top 20 victory for Ouachita's men's tennis team over Mississippi College earlier this week as well. So plenty of good news to go around in Arkadelphia at the moment. The Tigers want to give the fans a little bit more extra news on the diamond, as we've got a rubber match today. Luke House starting out on the mound for Ouachita. First pitch of the afternoon is popped up, playable in center field. Talon Heine ranging over, so is G. Allen. Allen's going to wave him up and make the play for out number 1. So with 1 away in the inning, Chaz Poppy digs in. Poppy went 1 for 4 in game 1, and he struck out once. First pitch of the new at-bat from House. Fastball located well down, but it's going to miss the zone for ball 1. The 1-0 from House. Little dribbler sent over to the left side and foul. And this is a battery that knows each other very well. Luke House and Mikey Quinones played together as a part of the Holly Springs Salamanders in the Coastal Plain League. That last pitch was foul-tipped off of Chaz Poppy, so it is 1-2 now to the man who was the DH in game 1 of today's doubleheader. He will be doing the catching here in game 2. Good location from House, but couldn't get the call. It's now 2-2 to the Boll Weevil catcher. House looking to send him packing, the 2-2. Got him to go around, and that is the first punch out of the afternoon for Luke House. That last punch out, his 18th of the young season. And now staring down a 1-2-3 inning, standing in his way, it's going to be Kirk Wolf. Takes a fastball on the inside corner for a strike. House really worked on his velocity in the offseason. At times he was touching the low to mid 90s. Not too bad for a guy who came into college looking to be an outfielder. Looking for the 1-2-3 inning. House gets set. The 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Snuck the slider by him, and it's a 1-2-3. Top of the first for Luke House. He fans 2 in the process. We're already heading to the bottom of the first inning here at Rab Rogers Field, and you are watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Tigers getting ready to take their first cuts of the afternoon at the dish, or at least here in Game 3. They're seeing the ball very well there in Game 1, winning by a score of 10-2. And a big factor in that offensive explosion was none other than the man that's waiting in the on-deck circle as the leadoff man for the Tigers. That is Wes Scott, and he is set to get us underway here in just a moment. Wes Scott digging in to start out the bottom of the first inning. Had 3 hits in Game 1. That's a career high for the freshman. Fly ball is going to be tracked down near the foul line for out number 1. So with 1 away in the inning, Dustin Bermudez set to dig in for the Tigers.
Now batting the shortstop, Dustin Bermudez.
First pitch of the at-bat to Bermudez, stung out to right field, and it's going to be another out. 2 pitches and 2 away already in the inning. Last form of resistance here in the bottom of the first will be G. Allen. Allen struggled a bit in Game 1 of today's doubleheader, but found his stride towards the end, recording a 2-out double to the opposite field, in fact. He's going to take the first pitch in this at-bat high for ball 1. The 1-0, stung out to the right side, scooped up by Deshaun Cordova. Throw to first is there in time, and it is a 4-pitch bottom of the first inning. As we head to the second, we're still scoreless at Rab Rogers Field. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia.
When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Go Tigers! Go Tigers!
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. It was a 4-pitch bottom of the first inning for Maxim Marakovich. Didn't even have time to introduce him by name, as just as soon as the inning started, it seemed like it was over. Both pitchers were dealing well in that first inning of play. Luke House looking to keep up his winning ways on the mound. Due up at the plate will be Noah Estrom. Estrom, the cleanup batter, and one of 2 seniors in the starting lineup today for the Boll Weevils, joining the likes of Deshaun Cordova. First pitch of the at-bat, fouled off to the right side. House, originally from Decatur, Texas. And if he looks tall on your screen, that's because he is. Stands at 6'6", 185 pounds. And he's going to take a fastball up and in. It's now 1-1 to Noah Estrom. Another pitch taken. This slider outside for strike 2. House looking for his third punch out. Hit out to third and through for a base hit. Estrom is on with the first base hit here in game number 2 of today's doubleheader. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Will Owens. Owens has really struggled at the plate in this series. Looking at his numbers across the first 2 games, he is 0 for 8. The only silver lining being that he has walked twice. We'll see what the Boll Weevil center fielder has up his sleeve here. House gets set. The 0-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2 out in front. Wind blowing out to straight right field. House keeping an eye on the runner at first. The 0-2. Looping breaking ball locks him up on the outside corner for strike 3. That's the 4th time that he's fanned in today's doubleheader. First time here in game 2. And that is going to bring up Aiden Garrett. Garrett has really been all over this lineup today. And really throughout the weekend, he's been a 9-hole hitter, a leadoff batter, and now he's the true heart of the order. Or excuse me, he's one below the true heart of the order at the 6th hole here in game number 3 of the series. Game 2 of today's doubleheader. The 1-0. Fastball locks him up on the inside corner, and now it is 1-1. Garrett's teammates willing him on from the dugout. Check on the runner at first. He is back in time. the 1-1 from House. Showing bunt, he lays it down. House scoops it up, throws it over to first in time. A little bit of a turn at second from Estrom, but he eventually retreats back, and they're now 2 away in the inning and a runner in scoring position for Gunnar Haskins, the freshman making his first appearance of the weekend. First pitch of the at-bat gives it a decent ride out to center field, but it's going to hang up in the wind long enough for a play to be made in center field, and that will retire the side. No runs on 1 hit and no errors. We remain scoreless at the middle of the second inning here at Rab Rogers Field. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Maxim Marakovich will be looking for just as fast of a second inning as he had a first. 4 pitches, and the Tigers were retired in order. 4, 5, and 6 do it for Ouachita, starting off right here with Mikey Quinones. Hit to the right side, right between the defenders, but great range by Garrett to get over there and make the play for out number 1. So with 1 away in the inning, Colin Lyles will step up to the plate. And we do have an announcement straight from Will Pruitt, the commissioner of the Great American Conference. Ouachita will play in Game 1 of the Great American Conference Tournament for women's basketball, as Lyles receives a bit of chin music for ball 1. Game 1 of the GAC Women's Basketball Championship will be between the Harding Bisons and the Ouachita Tigers, taking place at 2:15 p.m. on Thursday, March 7th. Live from Fire Lake Arena. Lyles now facing an even count at 1-1. The next pitch taken outside, and now it is 2-1. Lyles manning first base in this game after serving as the designated hitter in the previous one. The 2-1 from Marakovich is sent high into the air into shallow center field. Owens closing in, and he is going to make the play just a couple dozen feet from beyond the second base bag, and there are 2 away now for Talon Heine. Heine won Great American Conference Player of the Week honors just a couple of weeks ago. And he's going to take a big hack here for a strike. Pitch is thrown high and in for a ball. Looking at his numbers from the last contest, Heine went 1 for 3. He also walked twice and came around to score all 3 times that he got on base. Marakovich gets set. The 1-2. Misses outside for ball 2. The 2-2. Heine sends it back up the middle. Diving effort at short. Thrower to first is there in time. A web gem from Aiden Garrett ends the second inning. It remains a perfect game for Maxim Marakovic, the junior from Sydney, Australia. And as we head to the third, we're still scoreless. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Make some noise.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law, and we are already up to the third inning here in game number 3 of this 3-game set between the Weevils and the Tigers. Here's the first pitch of the inning from Luke House. Ripped out to left field, but Allen just has to take a few steps to his right to record out number 1. Evidently, the scouting report was spot on for Parker Dorrance. And with one away, Deshaun Cordova will step up to the plate, making his second appearance of the weekend for the Boll Weevils. And the first pitch is going to be taken outside for ball 1. Rock Hawthorne started in the outfield for the Weevils. Camden Tanner has been occupying that position ever since. Don't know if that is a matter of just straight up personnel or if it's a matter of injury, but hopefully Hawthorne is going to be okay because he had an excellent start to the series before going down with an upper leg injury early, or in the middle innings. Technically early considering how long the game went on. Yesterday, a 4-3 victory for UAM in game 1 of this series. Cordova manages to get a piece of it. Now it is 3-2. Ripped to the right side and through for a base hit. Cordova taking the turn, long turn, but he retreats back to first with the second hit of the game for the Boll Weevils. With that, the lineup card will turn over, and Camden Tanner will take over at the dish. Tanner 0 for 1 on the game. First pitch is taken below the zone for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Looping breaking ball that will catch the outside corner for a strike. House gets set. The 1-1 from the Decatur native. Not a bad location, but a good take by Tanner, and the freshman now enjoying count leverage. A 2-1 to the right fielder. The next pitch from House misses too far outside for ball 3. Strong wind blowing out right now to right field, and it's blowing straight out in that direction. Probably trying to be careful, check on the runner at first, but Cordova is back in time. Again, he has not recorded a stolen base in 2024, but he does have 7 swiped bags on his career. Hit out to second, could be 2. 4 to 6, and no play at 3. As Bermudez tried to transfer it, but somewhat awkwardly there, and there are 2 away in the inning for Chaz Poppy. Tanner trading places with Cordova. House gets set, and here's the first pitch. Hit out to short, Bermudez scoops it up. Tough play, but the throw is there in time. Thanks to a good scoop from Colin Lyles, the inning is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and we're still scoreless halfway through the 3rd inning. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Maxim Marakovich has had an extremely economical day against the Tigers thus far. 6 batters retired on just 14 pitches. And right now the Tigers still looking for their first base runner of the ball game. We'll see if Kieran Terrio can become that lucky man right here. First pitch taken at the bottom of the zone for a strike. Terrio batting .295 on the year. 2 round trippers to his name. And he's also driven in 5 runs. It's now an even count to the Tiger third baseman. Terrio actually played as a middle infielder last year, splitting time between shortstop and second base. Speaking of, he split shortstop and second base with this liner of a single. It's the first hit of the ball game for the Tigers, and it brings up the right fielder, Isaac Nowell.
Now batting right fielder, Isaac Nowell.
First pitch is taken on the outside corner for a strike. We'll see how Marakovich responds with his first base runner of the day. Tigers have really struggled putting anybody on base. We'll see if that's what they needed to break the ice. Showing bunt, lays it down. It's a pretty good one over to the right side. Only plays at first, and it just gets there in time. Some good hustle by Isaac Nowell. And the sacrifice works to perfection. Kieran Terrio up to second base. And now Logan Bell is presented with an RBI opportunity. Bell does have 1 RBI on the year, but he's still looking for that first base hit of this young season. Making just his 2nd start of the year in Game 2 of today's doubleheader. He's going to take a pitch on the outside corner. Held up his swing in time, but it's called strike anyways. The 0-1. Also going to catch the top of the zone for strike 2. Marakovich gets set. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Fooled him with the breaking ball, and there are 2 away in the inning for the top of the order, represented by Wes Scott.
Now batting second baseman, Wesley Scott.
Scott 0 for 1 in this game, but it wouldn't be a surprise for him to record a base hit. He is on a 7-game hit streak at the moment. 6 of those contests have resulted in a multi-hit performance. First pitch of this at-bat, taken on the outside corner, in fact a little bit off the plate for ball 1. And now Hayden Garrett going out to have a word with his pitcher. The 1-0 misses outside. Now it is 2-0 to Scott. Scott, a freshman from Lake Highlands, Texas. At least that was his high school. He is originally from the Big D, Dallas, Texas, and he is going to rip one to the right side and through for a base hit. The hit streak continues. Terrio's turning for home. He's in safely. Scott's in, sliding at second with a go-ahead double. Make it 8 straight games for the freshman with a base hit, and it is 1-0 Ouachita.
Now batting the shortstop, Dustin Bermudez.
The inning's not over either as Dustin Bermudez is due up at the dish. What a weekend and what a homestand it has been for Wes Scott. And Bermudez just going to tap this one foul over to the left side. Ouachita drawing first blood in this rubber match between the Boll Weevils and the Tigers. The Tigers looking to do what they did the last time these two teams met at Rab Rogers Field, and that is secure a series victory. That was back in 2022 as Bermudez sends a ball into the air in left field. Should be playable, and indeed it is for Kirk Wolf. But the Tigers do strike for the first run of the ball game off of the RBI double from Wes Scott. Heading to the top of the 4th, your score is Ouachita 1 and UAM nothing. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
At Taylor King Law, we understand that being injured can be a stressful and overwhelming experience.
And that's why we're here to help you every step of the way.
As your dedicated legal team, we'll stand by your side when you're being ignored.
We'll be on your side to fight for the compensation you deserve.
Don't let the insurance companies intimidate you. Let us go to work for you.
Call us today and let us help you get back on the road to recovery.
On your side, by your side. When you've been injured, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Tigers on top thanks to a clutch RBI double from Wes Scott. His hit streak is now up to 8 games, and the Tigers are in the driver's seat in this rubber match between the Boll Weevils and Ouachita. But Kirk Wolf is due up at the plate, and this is a man who has had a pretty great series up to this point. Swing and a miss for a strike. He is fresh off of a 3-hit performance in Game 2. He also had 2 hits in Game 1, so definitely been a respectable weekend for the Boll Weevils left fielder. Luke House gets set. Here's the 1-1 from the right-hander. Little chopper sent up towards the mound. Bermudez charging in. Thrower to first is there in time. Lyles managed to hang on for out number 1. And after that exciting play to start the inning, Noah Estrom will dig in.
Designated hitter Noah Estrom.
Estrom is 1 for 1 on the day. He is going to take a fastball on the inside corner for a strike. The 0-1 ripped right back up the middle and through for a base hit. The 3rd hit of the ball game for the Weevils. And that is going to bring up Will Owens, who will be looking to break what has turned into an 0 for 9 streak in this series. He has walked twice, but he's also fanned 4 times in this series. Hit right back to House, 1-6 to 3. Roll him up in order, and that does it for the top of the 4th. As we head to the bottom half of the inning, House getting some daps from his teammates as he's able to flash the leather on the mound. Your score is 1-0 Ouachita, and the Tigers will have a chance to add on when we come back. This is Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
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 Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. G. Allen due up to lead off the inning for the Tigers. Already enjoying a 1-0 lead thanks to an RBI double by Wes Scott in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Here's the first pitch to Allen. He's going to take it inside for ball 1. Only 1 hit on the series for G. Allen up to this point after winning Great American Conference Player of the Week honors a week ago. He is going to get jammed, sent over to third base, and a routine play for Parker Dorrance. So with 1 away in the inning, Mikey Quinones due up at the dish. Batting an even .300 on the season, though he is 0 for 1 in this game. Wind blowing towards home plate at the moment. Not very strong, though, as Quinones foul tips it into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. Marakovic gets set, the 0-1. Misses down low for a ball. Really unfortunate third inning for Marakovich, as that has been the only offense to speak of for the Tigers up to this point, those 2 base hits that he allowed. Although Quiñones will have a chance to do some damage here in a 2-1 count. We'll see if Marakovich goes after him with nobody left on base. The 2-1. Breaking ball stays high, and now it is 3-1 to Quiñones. The 3-1 to the Tiger catcher is fouled into the backstop. Colin Lyles waiting on deck for the Tigers. Talon Heine in the hole. The payoff pitch is hit out to pretty deep left field. Wolf having to adjust to it in the sun, but he is able to make the play for out number 2. Marakovich just 1 out away from another 1-2-3 inning, but standing in his way will be Colin Lyles. Lyles has struggled today after a strong start to the series yesterday. He is going to take a pitch down in the zone for a ball. Lyles was 0 for 5 in game 1 of today's doubleheader. This one's hit out to short, backhanded by Garrett, but it gets past him. And we'll have to see how they score it. Indeed, they're going to score it an error, and really an uncharacteristic miss right there by Garrett, as he has been flashing the leather with great effectiveness throughout the weekend. But right there, he's going to allow the baseball to get through, and Talon Heine steps up to the plate. Here's the first pitch. Fouled off to the right side. Heine 0 for 1 on the day, at least in game 2. He was 1 for 3 in game 1 of today's doubleheader, but as mentioned earlier, he got on base 3 different times and came around to score all 3 times. Going to foul this one out of play to make it an 0-2 count, and it's worth noting, too, that the last time Heine was up, he got robbed by a great defensive play up the middle, also made by Aiden Garrett. The 0-2 gives it a decent ride into the air. Drifting out to shallow left field, Wolf is going to make the play for out number 3, and that will retire the side. So it'll be no runs on no hits, 1 error in the inning committed by Aiden Garrett. As we head to the 5th inning in this breezy game, your score is Ouachita 1, UAM nothing. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckle tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. But not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because you see your car might get snapped. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of, they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Luke House back out on the mound for his 5th inning of work. He was able to retire the side 4 times on just 39 pitches earlier in the ball game, and he's able to get Aiden Garrett to foul this one off to the left side. Garrett laid down a sacrifice bunt in his first plate appearance. And this pitch is going to miss down low for a ball. The 1-1 is sent out to the left side and foul. Already to the 5th inning, and there's still nobody getting loose in that bullpen. The 1-2 also popped out of play. The 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. That is punch out number 4 of the ball game for Luke House. And it is going to bring up the 7-hole hitter in the form of Gunnar Haskins. The freshman is 0 for 1 thus far in the ball game. Again, this is his first appearance in the series. House gives him one that he can rake, and unfortunately for the Weevils, that one is going to go to the left. Foul. Did have home run distance, but House was able to throw off his timing enough. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And all of a sudden, Haskins, despite making good contact on the first pitch, he's now in an 0-2 count. House working quickly. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Punch out number 5 of the day for the right-hander from Decatur, Texas. And there are 2 away in the inning for number 26, Parker Dorrance. Dorrance, as he has in all 3 games this weekend, manning third base today for UAM, hoping to help his team avoid their first series loss of the young season. This game is shaping up to be eerily similar to the last game 3 played between these 2 teams, as that one is swung on and missed for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch gives it a good ride out to left field, but Allen just has to take a few steps forward for out number 3, and Luke House has 5 shutout innings of work under his belt. The Tigers hang to the plate when we come back. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Owned by OBU alumni, Java Primo is the official coffee house of Ouachita Tiger football. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. Try our great options at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and don't forget about our amazing desserts. Also, shop Java Primo's gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
1-0 your score as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning at Rab Rogers Field. It's a rubber match between the Boll Weevils and the Tigers, and Kieran Terrio is due up at the plate. He singled and later came around to score. His first time up, he is the only run to score in this contest. It's been a pitcher's duel between Maxim Marakovich and Luke House. And it's going to be popped up into shallow left field, now drifting into foul territory. Garrett's going after it and is able to make the play after a long run for shortstop for out number 1. So with one down in the inning, Isaac Nowell will step up to the plate in his first plate appearance. He laid down a sac bunt. First pitch of the at-bat is swung on and missed for a strike. Marakovich has also been extremely economical today. That last pitch just number 43 of the outing for UAM starter. The 0-1 catches the inside corner for strike 2. Marakovich gets set. The 0-2 tries to tempt him with a slider out of the zone, and it's 1-2. Now, jammed a bit, hustled over to the right side, diving effort. A valiant effort indeed by the first baseman, Gunnar Haskins, but he couldn't get there in time. And the count remains 1-2. Logan Bell waiting on deck for Ouachita. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Just the second strikeout of the ball game for Maxim Marakovich, and with 2 away in the inning, Logan Bell steps up to the plate. He was the first strikeout victim of the day for Marakovich. The right-hander from the land down under looking to set him down again. First pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. Breaking ball skips to home plate and over towards the home dugout. It's now 1-1 to Bell. One is taken outside, and now it is 2-1 to Bell. Bell, originally from Cabot, Arkansas, started out his college career at Crowder College before joining the Tigers, and he's going to sting one into left field, but right to the left fielder for out number 3. Tigers are set down in order, and as we head to the 6th inning, your score remains Ouachita 1, UAM nothing. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball in a Game 3 that is eerily reminiscent of the last time these two teams met in a Game 3 at Rab Rogers Field, as Deshaun Cordova swings and misses for a strike. Luke House has got to be making Bo Burson proud, who threw the complete game shutout against the Boll Weevils in that Game 3 series. And if history repeats itself, it bodes well for the Tigers, because if Luke House can pull off the shutout, much like that series, they would take home the 3-game set. Also worth noting from that 2022 series, the Boll Weevils had 1 win on the weekend, and it was an extra inning ball game, much like it was this weekend. Allen looking to chase it down in the left field corner, but it's going to get down in foul territory. The 2-2 to Cordova. Locks him up on the inside corner for strike 3. That was a curveball that was reminiscent of Bo Burson's, and he now has 6 strikeouts on the ball game. House looking to keep the shutout alive against Camden Tanner. Swing and a miss for a strike. Outclassed by a good breaking ball. Right back to Luke House. He's going to flip it over to first. Tanner has retired for the second out of the inning, and now the only man standing in between the 6'6" right-hander and 6 shutout innings is Chaz Poppy. He's going to sting one over to the right side and through for a base hit. So the Boll Weevils do have their 4th hit of the ball game, avoiding the 1-2-3 inning. Kirk Wolf steps up to the plate. He's been a tough out this weekend. 5 hits for the left fielder. He's also been a reliable defender. Give him an assist in left field as well, gunning down a runner earlier in the game. He's going to chop this one up to the mound, and Luke House finishes off 6 innings of shutout work. Officially a quality start for the junior from Decatur, Texas. And we're going to take one last look at that last punch out from Luke House, freezing Deshaun Cordova in his tracks. Quite the sight to see going to the break. Tigers holding on to a 1-0 lead heading into the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
I'm Rex Horn, the Interim Executive Director of the Arkansas Baptist State Convention, and today I'm joined by my friend Dylan, who's an attorney with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, with an important word for you.
The foundation is here to help you support your Ouachita Tigers. If you'd like to create an estate plan that supports Ouachita and its mission, or learn about other giving opportunities, please contact us using the information below.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back to Rab Rogers Field, where we are already to the bottom of the 6th inning. And the top of the order is due up, starting right here with Wes Scott. What an outing it has been for Luke House up to this point. 6 innings of shutout work. He's also fanned 6 batters. He's a big reason why right now why the Tigers are leading in this pitching duel. First pitch is taken outside for a ball. The Tigers have only had base runners in 1 inning up to this point. That was back in the 3rd when they scored their only run of the ball game. Foul tip off of Scott. 1-1 count now to the freshman from Dallas, Texas. Swing and a miss for strike 2. The 1-2. Ball sent out to left field, hanging up a bit, and the play is made for out number 1. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Dustin Bermudez. Bermudez is 0 for 2 in this ball game. The only 2 men to have base hits for the Tigers are Kieran Terrio and Wes Scott. Here's the first pitch to Bermudez. Runs inside for ball 1. The wind is blowing out strong right now to right field. That works against the right-handed bat of Bermudez unless he can drive one to the opposite field. Had that pitch stayed a bit more inside, that would have been a good one to try and do something with. Instead, it's 2-0. The 2-0 from Marakovich is hit pretty well out to left field. And it is going to fall into the home bullpen for strike 1. The 2-1, swing and a miss at a good heater, and it is now 2-2 to the senior from Chandler, Arizona. Marakovich looking for the punch out. The 2-2. Thought about going after it, but a good idea to hold up on that swing, and it's 3-2. This one is ripped into left center field for a base hit, and Dustin Bermudez has another base knock to add to his weekend total. Give him 3 on this individual date so far, and that is going to bring up G. Allen. First pitch misses down low for a ball. Next one misses outside, and it is 2-0 to the Tiger left fielder. Looks like Chaz Poppy is going to go out and have a word with his starter. Marakovich has gone all the way for the Weevils in this game. There have been a couple of hiccups, but it's worth noting that only one of the 3 hits that he's given up have been for extra bases. That was the RBI base hit by Wes Scott. Marakovich trying to be careful against Allen, who's got more than a little bit of pop in his bat. He's going to send one over to the left side and through for a base hit. Bermudez takes the turn, retreats back to second, and G. Allen beats the shift to record his second hit of the series. That's going to bring up Dustin Bermudez, and it looks like there's actually going to be some movement in the bullpen at long last. Looks like Aiden Garrett, Chaz Poppy, Deshaun Cordova is going to stay back a little bit and let the shortstop, the catcher, the pitcher, and the coach talk it over. golden opportunity for the Tigers. If they want to try to add on some insurance runs before the top half of the 7th, Luke House looking for history today, looking for the first complete game shutout of his career, would just be the second complete game total of his career. And that was in a 9-inning affair last year against Southeastern Oklahoma State. Quinones takes a strike on the outside corner. The 0-1, swing and a miss for strike 2. Tiger catcher going to have to battle up with 2 strikes. The 0-2, sent out to left field. Wolf having to adjust to the baseball. He gets there in time. Both runners are going to stay put, and with 2 away in the inning, Colin Lyles will step up with a chance to try and drive in one runner, or perhaps even both if he can drive one into the gap. This one hit out to third. Little dribbler is thrown over to first, and that is going to do it for the 6th inning of play. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. But Luke House has a chance to record his first career complete game shutout when we come back. You're watching Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorney.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Welcome back to Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Luke House looking to put the final strokes on a masterpiece this afternoon. He's just 3 outs away from the first complete game shutout of his career, and the Tigers are 3 outs away from claiming a comeback series win over UAM. Noah Estrom, the DH for the Weevils, due up at the plate. He is 2 for 2 on the day, really been a thorn in House's side. Fans do not like the call on that first pitch of the inning. It is ruled a ball. The 1-0 to Estrom is going to be ruled a strike at the bottom, and now it is 1-1. The 6'6" junior kicks and deals. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Estrom looking to send that one to deep left field. Instead, he's going to have to battle up with 2 strikes. House looking for the punch out. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And now the magic number is 2 for Luke House as he records his 7th punch out of the ball game. This one hit out to second. Diving effort by Wesley Scott. Thrower to first is in time. And the Tigers are 1 out away from the series victory. A highlight reel play by Wes Scott. And now Aiden Garrett is the last line of resistance for UAM. First pitch is taken on the outside corner, just off the plate, in fact, for ball one. The 1-0 will lock him up at the bottom of the zone. The 1-1 misses down low for ball two. Both teams on edge. They know what's at stake in this game. For House, there are both personal stakes and team stakes on the line in this outing. The 2-1, swing and a miss for strike two. And UAM's back is truly against the wall. The 2-2 pitch. Hit out to short. Scott struggles with it. Thrower to first is not in time, and UAM is not done yet. That one is going to be ruled an error on Wes Scott. And now the go-ahead run is at the plate in the form of freshman first baseman Gunnar Haskins. House keeping an eye on the runner at first. The pitch taken down for a ball. The right-hander sets. The 1-0. Swing and a miss for a strike. Fooled him with a good breaking ball sliding across the zone, and now it is 1-1 to Haskins. Rip to the left side and foul. Baseball is a game of inches. Case in point right there. Gunnar Haskins almost had an extra base hit. Instead, he's now going to have to face off against a 1-2 count. And Luke House, just one strike away from the first complete game shutout of his career. The Decatur native sets the 1-2. Foul tipped off the shin of Haskins. He's going to have to retreat back to the batter's box, but not before getting a second to walk it off. Count remains 1-2 to the first baseman for the Boll Weevils. And House stands on the edge of glory. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right side. House gets ready for the 1-2. Haskins back in the box for the complete game shutout. Swing and a miss for strike three. Luke House, you can sign the canvas. Your masterpiece is complete. Good night, Arkadelphia. Tigers win. Luke House records the first complete game shutout of his career with Ouachita. He not only wins the game, but wins the series for the Tigers. And Ouachita takes down the previously undefeated UAM Boll Weevils in the doubleheader today. Your final score here in Game 3, Ouachita 1, UAM nothing. It was a pitcher's duel in every sense. Maxim Marakovich brought some of his best stuff down the stretch. But in the end, it was a clutch double from Wes Scott in the middle innings, followed up by a phenomenal performance on the mound from the 6'6 junior from Decatur, Texas, Luke House. And that's all it takes for the Tigers to complete the series victory over their conference and state foes. What a weekend of baseball. 29 innings played between these two teams. But at the end of the day, it is the Tigers who prove victorious in front of the home crowd at Rab Rogers Field. After a heartbreaking loss yesterday in 13 innings, Ouachita bounces back with a dominating offensive performance in Game 1. Really, the pitching was stellar across both games today. Chase Oberle finishes with 7 1/3 innings of work in Game 1, getting the quality start and his first win in front of the home crowd here at Rab Rogers Field. And on the flip side of that, Luke House comes through with the first complete game shutout of his career in a moment that he will never forget. So with the win, the Tigers advance to 8-8 on the season, 5-4 in Great American Conference play. The Tigers now have 2 series victories on the year in GAC play. And with the loss, UAM suffers its first 3-game series loss. The Boll Weevils falling to 9-7 overall on the year, 7-2 in Great American Conference play. And there you go. One last look at the beauty of a breaking ball from Luke House. His 8th punch out of the ball game, and his expression says it all.
Let's go, Tigers!
The Ouachita faithful finally making their way home, but not before some just celebration. The Tigers with a little bit of everything this weekend. They had some great hitting, but really it was the pitching that saved the day as Chase Oberle starts off the day with a quality start, and let's finish it off with a complete game shutout from Luke House. Also got to mention Wes Scott for his RBI double back in the 3rd inning. He keeps his hit streak alive. He is now up to 8 straight games with at least 1 base hit. In 6 of those games, he has had multiple hits, but the one was enough today. Again, one last look at the line for your decisions today. Luke House, the winner in Game 2 of today's doubleheader. 7 innings of work on 76 pitches, 4 hits, 0 walks, 8 strikeouts, and no earned runs allowed. Maxim Marakovich has nothing to hang his head over. He had a phenomenal performance as well. Only allowed base runners in 2 separate innings. Still, he finishes the day with 6 innings of work, 67 pitches, 1 earned run allowed on 4 hits, and he fanned 2 batters. But that is going to do it for this weekend of Tiger Baseball on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. The Tigers claiming their 2nd Great American Conference Series victory in just 3 tries. And they're not done in this homestand yet. They're facing off against Henderson State in Battle of the Ravine on Tuesday at 3 p.m. You can catch that game right here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. But really quick, I do want to give one last shout out to our amazing crew that helped us out on the broadcast today. I'm just going to go ahead and go down the list of who was on our starting list. We had Isaac Bourne, Chloe Vweleman, we had Hannah Hessig, Priscilla Leverett. We've also got Madeline Colzer, Gavin Wallace, as well as David Pinnell, Coleman Callan, and we also can't forget the man who was on Switcher today, Nate. Thank you, Nate, for everything that you did today in the trailer. And thanks again to everybody for their work today and throughout the weekend. It has been quite the eventful weekend here at Rab Rogers Field and across the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. And we thank you for tuning into all of the different events that we have had here on OSDN this weekend. It was truly a memorable one. Once again, I've got to sign off using the names of everybody that helped to make this weekend so special, because we had senior night basketball on Thursday night, turn around, and then yesterday a 13-inning affair before turning around and doing a doubleheader right here at Rab Rogers Field. So again, one last shout out to our amazing crew on behalf of Priscilla Leverett, Coleman Callan, Nate Hollis, Madeline Colzer, as well as Clara Beth Hill and Chris Gay, who are working the games this weekend, David Panel, Chloe Vweleman, Isaac Bourne, Hannah Hessig, as well as our director, Chris Babb. I've also got to mention Braden as well, too. He helped out in Game 2 as well. Need to add him to our list as well, but on behalf of everyone here at OSDN, this is Chase Hartzell signing off. Have a great afternoon, enjoy the series win, and go Tigers.
I'm Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic.
Hey, this is Alex Pruitt with Sports Illustrated Magazine.
This is Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
This is Danielle Musselman.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN.
This is Tom Hart of ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.